Welcome back. Time to talk about a huge moment for a small business when a local idea gets national and international opportunities. Ty Shea looks at what to do when those moments hit.
This is Business, Equity, and Opportunities, Accounting and Bookkeeping.
I think the important thing as businesses are expanding into these new spaces, new unknown spaces, is to make sure you're getting proper advisement from professionals who are, spend their day-to-day in these sandboxes and can help you make sure you navigate and follow all of the rules and avoid any potential pitfalls that you unknowingly could fall into just because you're not used to, working in this realm. I think, some of the things that are often advised is, keep very detailed records, probably extend and expand your record retention by X period of time, just to make sure you have all that documentation in case it comes down to it. But it certainly can be a complicated field to jump into for a neophyte. It's research, do your due diligence, and talk with people who can do some due diligence on your behalf, right? So, in the U.S. here, we have to, check on trademarks and things like that. Well, are there any complications beyond, our states here that, you may have to address, and certainly cultural issues, and quite literally a different world out there. And so, and each country may have different rules that they play by. So, do your proper research before you get headed down the wrong path and end up, making a mistake and having to pay for it potentially. Yeah, and like a lot of businesses, they're cyclical in nature. And for some businesses, they really ramp up in the summer. Construction companies, for instance, their businesses may pick up. Others may slow down a bit, particularly your finance folks. And so it's a good opportunity to, like you said, kind of review that annual checklist and maybe knock some of those things off. Maybe make sure you're, addressing those. If you have some extra time, take a look at your budget. How you're performing. You're almost, halfway into the year. How are things looking? And do you need to adjust expectations, forecasts, and have those discussions with, your ownership group or anyone who's financing you. So now can be a really good time after that kind of that post-tax slowdown to catch your breath and get caught up on some of those items you may have, put to the side for a period of time. Yeah, it's never too early to spend a little time looking ahead and having that, 30,000 foot view of the company and how things are going. I know it's easy for a lot of us to get caught up in the day-to-day and then week to week, but a good a business owner or the financial people with your business should always have an eye towards the future and keeping an eye on changing trends that can affect your business, but also what's happening internally. Yeah, I mean, there's different rules of thumb for budgeting and things of that nature. Some people will take a kind of a conservative tack, right? So even if things do slide a little bit, they can still meet those numbers and still, like they had a good year to the folks that see their financials. Others are more aggressive. And it depends on how well you know your business. It depends on how well you know your market. Some businesses are relatively inelastic to how the market may perform. And so, if you know that even if there's a slight downturn, you're still going to have a good business model and still perform well, then you don't need to take that into consideration as much as other businesses that wildly fluctuate with the economy. And so I think it always helps to have, as you're doing your forecasting and projecting, best case, most likely case, worst case scenarios. And how would the company pivot in the event that you hit that worst case scenario? Better be solid in your own backyard before you expand to new horizons, certainly.